This is Euclid Book 5, definition number 7. And let me tell you something. This was a really big-time pain-in-the-butt definition. I cannot tell you by how much. It took me a long time to learn how this actually works. Listen to the definition very carefully. When of equal multiples. Okay, so you're going to have these little line segments, whether they be 1 inch long, 2 inches long, it could be 8 inches long. You're going to let's say you have 1 inch long line segments. Okay, you have a line, it's 1 inch in length. Okay, when you're talking about equal multiples, what you're talking about first of all is multiples. So you're going to have more than one line segment that's going to be 1 inch in length. So let's say you have 5 line segments, but they are 1 inch in length. Okay, that's like taking a piece of tape and making each length of the piece of tape 1 inch. So now you have 5 pieces of tape and they're 1 inch in length. Okay? When of equal multiples, now equal multiple means this, okay? Let's say you have 5 pieces of tape on the left-hand side. Let's say you have a table. Okay, you have a table. You have 5 pieces of tape You have 5 pieces of Scotch tape on the left-hand side of your table. Each piece of tape is exactly 1 inch in length. And then on the right-hand side of your table, you have another 5 pieces of tape. They are also 1 inch in length. So you have equal multiples. Now you could also have a situation where you could have 5 pieces of tape on the left-hand side of your table, and each one being an inch long, and then on the right side of your table you could have 5 pieces of tape and they're 2 inches long. So you have the same number of pieces of tape on one side as you do on the other. Okay? That's what we mean by equal multiples. You have the same number of pieces of tape, but the ones on the left are 1 inch long, the ones on the right are 2 inches long. But it doesn't matter what length each piece of tape is, as long as you have the same number of pieces of tape on the left as you do on the right, then you have equal multiples. Okay? When of equal multiples, the multiple of the first magnitude, okay, now remember we're talking about lines here, okay, so you're saying however many number of lines you have on the first magnitude, if that exceeds the number of lines from the second, but the third doesn't exceed the multiple of the fourth, then the first to the second is a greater ratio than the third to the fourth. Now let me show you how this actually works, because I know I probably confused you right now. Okay. We have a line and it's 2 inches in length. We have another line that's 3 inches in length. We have another line which is 1 inch in length. And we have another line which is 2 inches in length. Now, we're going to create 8 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, we'll create 8 lines. Each line is going to be 2 inches in length. Okay? And then we're going to create 5 lines, and each one of them will be 3 inches in length. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines, and each one of them are going to be 3 inches in length. So there's your equal multiples there. Now you say equal to what? Okay, we're going to create 8 lines, but now they're going to be 1 inch in length. So we got 8 lines here, and if you measured each one of those 8 lines, you'd have 1 inch in length. And then you're going to have 5 lines, and they're going to be 2 inches in length. So you're going to have 5 lines, and if you measure each one of them, you're going to have 2 inches in length. Okay? So, when of equal multiples, these are equal multiples, there are the same number of pieces of tape on this side as there are on this side, and the same number of pieces of tape on this side as there are on this side, or lines, either one. Okay? So it will end up being that this will be greater than this. And how do we prove that? Well, 8 times 2 is 16. 5 times 3 is 15. Well, 16 is greater than 15. Okay? But 8 is not greater than 10. Okay? Even though this ratio is greater than this ratio here, this number is not greater than, this number is greater than this number, but this number here is not greater than that one. That's how that works. Hopefully you understood all that. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. Alright, now I'm telling you, this was one of the trickiest things I had to do to show you all this, but I got it done. So like I said, right here, these are the equal multiples, okay? 8/5 equal 8/5 here. And we already have 2/3, which is greater than 1/2. You take these, this times this, and you'll get 16 over 15, which is greater than 8 over 10. Notice again, the 16 is greater than the 15, but the 8 is not greater than the 10. That's how definition number 7 works. I will tell you more in the next video, so stay tuned.